and welcome back to Top Guest Studio with me, your host, Joe. Now, today is episode 28. And guys, I want to introduce you to someone so cool. He loves endurance sport, he loves his running, surfing, mountain climbing, and he is a keen fisherman like myself. That's right, a keen fisherman. And most of all, he's a proud dad of none other than Coralie. And he is also the host of his own show here on the Gold Coast called The Rush Hour on Triple M. So guys, please listen into that. I'd love you to listen into it. And he is also the Channel 9 News weather and surf reporter for Channel 9. He is everything Gold Coast. You know the name. Please help me welcome the amazing Mr. Luke Bradnam.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much, mate. I'm very honoured to be on your show. I'm a fan of your work. I really am, and I mean that. I've actually watched your episodes with a couple of friends of mine, Dan Anstey and Benny Haddett.
Yeah.
And I saw your episode with the great Tommy Little as well.
Yes.
And I want to say how honoured I am to be on, what am I, the 28th guest?
28th guest, yes.
I mean, you had 27 before he asked me, but I'm honoured to be 28, and I believe you've been on hiatus after the COVID break.
Yes.
And I'm the first guest since COVID, mate, and thank you for having me.
All good. So, guys, if you don't know who Luke Bradnam is, he is the host of the Drive Home Hour, the Rush Hour with Luke Bradnam on Triple M. He is also the weather reporter for none other than Channel 9 Gold Coast and Channel 9 Brisbane. Is that right?
Yeah, yep, that's right. They double me up, mate. They get their pound of flesh out of me.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, I love it though. I really do. I love radio. I've been in radio for a long time, and then TV sort of fell in my lap, and it's I think a natural fit for anyone on radio, and it's good. I love both my jobs. I do both my jobs for free, Joe. But don't you tell anyone that, all right? Because I don't mind the pay packet I get either, but I do. I love what I do, and I think that's the secret for any success in life is to love what you do.
And so your career has been a long and an illustrious career. So
it's been a long one.
Yes. So you started off as a Black Thunder pilot at B105.
That's it, mate. My first gig in radio was what year was it? Probably 97, I think it was. But what I did, Joe, was I wrote to every radio station in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. I wrote a letter to them, and I said actually told them I'll work for free. And even offering to work for free out of would have been 100 radio stations that I wrote to, only one of them offered me a gig, and that was B105 in Brisbane. And yeah, my first job was setting up Jamie Dunn, the great Jamie Dunn, the morning crew. I set up his stage for probably a couple of years, 2 o'clock in the morning start, $10 an hour. But I loved it, mate. Immediately, I just loved it. Knew I was in the right industry, and that's where I all started.
So, how can someone like myself get into radio?
Well, I think you do what you're doing now. Honestly, I don't think you. I've got to say this to you, Joe, and I mean this. I say this from the heart. You don't need a guy like me coming on your TV show to tell you. Little drops of wisdom about how to get into the industry, because I come onto your TV show and I get inspiration from you, mate, because most people who ask me, how do I get into radio, or how do you be successful in radio or even on TV, I say to them, you got to be yourself. You got to, people jump on and they immediately want to be whoever the successful people are that are on the radio. They want to try and be Cole Sandilands, or they want to try and be Hamish and Andy. We've already got a Cole Sandilands, we've already got a Hamish and Andy.
Yes.
What we don't have is you.
Yes.
So I say to people, be yourself, be authentic, and be brave enough to show your vulnerabilities to everybody. You do that, Joe. You already do that. So my advice to you, mate, is to keep doing what you're doing, because I get inspiration from you. Where I see you and you're open and honest with your audience, you're authentic as the day is long, and I think I got to be more like Joe.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be anything like me, mate. You just continue to be like you.
Yes, and you started off in the 90s, I heard.
Yeah, long time ago, mate. It was
Back when your hair was long.
That was it was black and white back then. we didn't have colour back then, Joe. It was black and white, and that was 97. I think I started in radio. So let me do what year are we in now? 2020.
Yep.
Let me do the maths on that, Joe. I'll show you how smart I am. That was 78 years ago that I started in radio, and it was started at the bottom, but it's a good way to start. You learn everything about the industry from being a Black Thunder driver, and it's amazing the people that I worked with back then who have gone on to have really successful careers, because when I started in the Black Thunders at B105, I was handing out icy cold cans of Coke, as I mentioned, for $10 an hour, and one of the guys that I worked alongside that was doing the exact same job as me, his name, we all had these really weird names. My name was Savage Gardner, which is bloody awful name. They gave us these really tossy names. But another guy, his name was Spidey. That's how I know him, as Spidey, but you'd know him these days as Osher Gunsberg.
Oh, yeah.
Osher went on to have has gone on to have a really great career, and then I mentioned Cole Sandilands too. My first radio show that I got was up in Darwin, and I took over from a really big loudmouth, and his name was Cole Sandilands. So everyone, it's funny to see the people over the years go and have their how their careers have gone on an upward trajectory if they've stuck at it and worked at it.
Yeah, and you were also on Hot Tomato.
Yeah, I went to Hot Tomato. So I was at Hot Tomato. I went to Hot Tomato when they started, and I said to Hot Tomato, I was pretty bold. I wrote to the owners, Hans and Jan Torv, really good guys, and I said to them, if I don't win survey, if I don't win ratings, don't pay me. And they liked my boldness, and they gave me the gig. And luckily they did pay me regardless of how the ratings were, because it took 8 years till I won the ratings. So I was pretty hopeless when we first started, but we eventually got there and had a bit of success.
Yeah, and you also received an ACRA award for the best comedy segment on radio.
Yeah, I did. And how about this one? I'm an identical twin. My brother is a radio guy as well, Ashley. And at the radio awards last year, they called out, the winner is Luke Bradnam. And bloody Ashley got up and accepted it as Luke Bradnam. Bastard. Hey? How rude.
Rude. And I've heard you've also done a couple of marathons.
Yeah, had a crack at those. I'm not a good runner, Joe, but I get the job done. I've done a few of them now.
And you've also done 2 Ironmans.
Yeah, well, I got bored of the marathons. I've done 22 of them now. And if anyone ever asks you to do 22 marathons, tell them to get stuffed, all right? There's better things to do with your time. I got so bored with them, I got into Ironman, and then I got bored with them, quite frankly, and got into mountain climbing. But it's good. I like it. I really love endurance sports. I think it teaches you a lot about yourself. It certainly taught me a lot about myself, mate. Mostly that you're tougher than you think you are. And when you think you're finished and when you think you have to stop, you probably don't. You've probably got a little bit more inside you. And it's as much as it sucks and as much as it hurts, the pain of doing a marathon or an Ironman or whatever endurance sport you're into, the feeling of crossing the finishing line is such a good feeling that you always forget the pain and you only ever remember and hang on to the tremendous sense of achievement that you get from doing something that is bloody hard. And that's what I love about endurance sports.
And you've also climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, not only by yourself, the first time, the second time you climbed it with your daughter, Coralie.
I'm so proud of her, Joe. She's, I did it I did it by myself in, it must have been in 2015 I did it by myself, and she was 9 years of age, and she said, can I come? Can I do it? And I said, bloody oath you can. And her mum went, no, you can't. And we looked into it, and it turned out you have to be 10 to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And so the next year I said, if you want to do this, it's not fun. It's not like a trip to Disneyland. It's bloody hard work. If you really want to do it, we'll train for it and we'll go for it. And we went back in 2016 and she became the youngest Australian to climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Was
She
there
10 years of
any
age.
specific training you had to do? Did you have to go anywhere for the altitude training specifically?
We did all our altitude training at here on the Gold Coast. They got a way, they put this mask on you and it simulates what it's like to breathe at 5,000 metres up in the sky where there's very little oxygen. So yeah, we did a lot of that, and it was when we got on the mountain, this little 10-year-old girl, and she was tiny. Looking back at it now, I see 10-year-old kids now, and I go, what was I thinking? And it didn't seem crazy to me at the time to take my daughter into an environment like that, and I copped an enormous amount of negative, backlash from people on social media and stuff when I took her, and I felt like saying to them, get stuffed. You don't know what Mount Kilimanjaro is like. You've never been there, and you don't know my daughter, and I never thought twice about the danger of it. But looking back now, when I see 10-year-old kids, I go, I can't believe she did what she did. I'm so proud of her.
And I heard one of the people who taught you all the stuff for Mount Kilimanjaro was none other than one of my friends, John.
Yeah, John, you know Johnny?
Yes, I know John.
Johnny's was our altitude coach, and he is as good a man as you'd ever meet in a day's march, and I would never have made it up Kilimanjaro on the first time if it weren't for John, and my little girl definitely wouldn't have ever made it up there without Johnny. He's a good man, and he works here on the Gold Coast, and regardless if you're going to climb a mountain or if you just want to improve your times in running or just in marathons or whatever, that altitude training that Johnny does is good stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible to see how a dad and their daughter can have such a great experience.
Yeah.
Like, that's only one in a million dads get to experience that.
Yeah, you bloody getting me emotional here, Joe. You're getting me emotional. You're hitting a soft spot for me. But I am. It's honestly that day she stood up on top of Kilimanjaro was easily the proudest moment of my life. And I mentioned about the marathons. I learnt from those marathons, not until my 30s, a life skill that I wish I had learnt younger in life, and that is that you are stronger than you think you are tougher than you think you are, and if you don't give in, it's amazing how far you can go. And I learnt that through marathons and Ironman, and I really wish, as I look back at my life, that I learnt that earlier in my life, and that's something that I wanted to teach Coralie, and that's why I did it when she was 10, because it was a tremendous achievement for her, and she knows that, having done that she can do whatever she sets her mind to.
Yeah, and I also heard your brother was inspired by you as well to start doing stuff like marathons and that.
Yeah, he was. Gee, Joe, you're getting some tough points here, mate. You're gonna bloody make me cry soon. But he'd gone through some really tough times in his life, and he struggled, Joe, I did not expect this to go this way, but you're a bloody good interviewer, you are. He struggled in life, and I want to talk about it though because I'm super proud of him. He was he overcome addiction.
Yeah.
And
your brother's a great man, by the way.
Yeah.
He also did the 157k bike ride with me for the ASD kids.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. Yeah. But just getting back to my point before I broke down, he said once that he was inspired by what I was doing in endurance sport, and he used that strength to help overcome his addiction, and now he's got into that sort of stuff himself, so it's really awesome.
And I've overheard something about a burger at the BMD Northcliffe Surf Club there.
Mate,
a burger named after you too.
It's the biggest joke on the Gold Coast. There's our surf club is the Northcliffe Surf Club. We love the joint. It's our home away from home, both my brother and myself. And Yeah, mate, they've got so many champions at that club. The Eckstein brothers have come through there. They've got, Haley Bader,
Georgia Miller.
There's a million of them. They're a million champions, and for some reason, a long time ago, maybe 15 years ago, they named a burger after Ashley and I, because we're big supporters of the club and we love the joint. And I'm very proud of it, but I'm a little embarrassed because there's a billion people they could have named a burger after before us. And funnily enough, I went to the Northcliffe Surf Club on Saturday night, just gone with my brother and his family and my fiance. And Ashley's young fella's Archie. He's only 8 years of age, and Archie was looking at the menu, and he's sitting there looking at it, and he goes, "They got a Bradnam burger here." And we go, he didn't know they'd named a burger after us. And he goes, "Why would they have a Bradnam burger?" And we go, and I'm going to swear here, Joe, but this is the way that it broke down. We go, "Archie, they've named a burger after your dad and myself. They named the Bradnam burger." And he's 8 years of age, and he went, "Oh, bullshit."
Well, it's still on the menu, as you can see, guys. And so why did you stop drinking alcohol? We want to know.
Why did I stop? Well, I just want to be the best version of me, and I think I can do that via just being in control the whole time, and by I was very heavily inspired by my brother, and I have actually never spoken about the fact that I don't drink. So you're a bloody good interviewer, I'll give you that. And but I just want to be the best version of me, and I think I can do that without alcohol.
Yeah, I can't really drink alcohol because I have a nut allergy. I'm anaphylactic, so I got to keep my wits about me. So yeah,
Not many nuts in alcohol though, Jay.
Nah.
You might be right.
And climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, that must have been tough for you. The body, the mind.
Yeah, it's good though. I love it. Like I do harbour an ambition to go higher and to climb Everest one day. I've done base camp, but I'd love to get up to. I would really love to climb Mount Everest, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen. But I've got other priorities in life, and I realise that that's almost a pretty selfish pursuit, because there's people that love me down on sea level, and I don't want to ever not be around for them.
And can you tell us about your fishing achievements, mate?
There's no achievements in my fishing life, Joe. I love it. I'm probably like you, mate. I call myself the very, very ordinary fisherman. I love fishing, but I'm just someone that gets out and has a crack, But I've probably caught every trophy fish that there is to catch, but more by luck than by any skill.
Is there any tips you could give us about fishing, mate?
Yeah, this is the greatest tip I give anyone in fishing. If you want to catch fish, go somewhere where someone's catching fish. You write this down, right?
Yep.
Go somewhere where someone's catching fish and do exactly what they're doing, exactly where they're doing it. Now, they won't like it, Joe, but you're there to catch fish, not make friends.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give you.
And can you tell us about when you went to the marathon and you had a little heart scare?
Yeah, funny you say that. I was just on the phone to my mum before I came in here. I was just 10 minutes ago, but I did a marathon back in 2010. I'm going to say it was. It was the Hobart Marathon. I was pretty fit by that stage, and I was doing training runs of around 35 kilometres and big kilometres. And almost overnight, I went from being able to run 30 Ks with really not much drama to not being able to run up the end of my street, which was 1.5 kilometres. And it turned out I had a heart problem, and I had to have. I went and did the marathon. There was only 125 people in the marathon at Hobart, and out of 125, I came 124th. Beat one guy. And I was really down on myself because I thought I'd sort of dogged it. I thought I had to walk at stages, and I was beyond walking at that stage. I rarely ever walk in a marathon, but I walked in that one, and I thought I'd run without much courage that day. And when I got back, my coach Graham said to me, mate, this is not right. You've got to go see someone. He sent me into a doctor on the Monday, which was the day after the marathon. I told him my symptoms, and he said, mate, this sounds like a heart problem. And I had heart surgery the next day.
And I've also seen a parody of Britney Spears you did for the State of Origin.
Have you?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen that. I don't know. Have I really? I've done so much, Joe. I don't remember half the things I've done. I genuinely don't remember a parody I did about Britney Spears. However, I do have an identical twin, and there's, there is a chance that Ashley did it, but I don't remember that, Joe. I'm not defending myself. There's every chance I did do it, I just genuinely don't remember it.
And can you tell us how you strive to get from one location to the other, one for your radio and one for broadcasting the news?
For those that don't know, I do the weather every night for Channel 9 Gold Coast, and I have a radio show at the same time. So I have to pre-record the last break of my show. So the very last break of my show is pre-recorded so that I can bolt from the radio studio and get to the television cross in time. And I've never missed it, but I have got there with 20 seconds to spare. Usually I get there with about 3 minutes to spare, and I used to stress out about it badly, but I now know that somehow the TV gods are with me, and I get there just on time. I'm not saying every time I get there, I haven't broken at least one road rule, but I do get there, Joe.
And can you tell us, is there any hair and makeup involved?
No, does it look like it? No, I don't have any hair or makeup for the television. I probably need it, but there's not enough to cover my mug.
And you work at the radio station. How can you tell us how that's how you do that?
Okay. Well, my daily, look inside the show would be I usually get there about 12:30 or so, if I'm not doing a TV show with you, and we plan the show. We get it all together. Got a good team to work with, and it's just me at the moment. I do the show just by myself, which is a challenge, but I quite enjoy it. But I've got a whole team behind me, and we put the show together. We say, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that, and how can we do that creatively? How can we do it in a unique way? And then we get on air and have a bit of fun from 3. It's good fun.
All right, well, guys, it's time for a new thing we'd like to call the Rolling Thunder Round. So,
hang on a second. What is the Rolling Thunder in?
Well, you have to be quick and you have to be fast for this one. You have to
short answers.
Yep, short answers.
You're not going to make me cry again, are you?
Don't think so.
Okay, I do not.
All right. Do you have a pet?
Yes, I got a dog. Name is Blueberry, and I love her very much.
All right. Favorite place on the Gold Coast?
Northcliffe Surf Club.
Ooh. Fastest twin?
Fastest twin? My brother, Ashley. Very, very fast.
And talking of twin, who would be Batman and who would be Robin?
He'd be Batman, and I'd be his butler.
All right, favourite family activity to do together?
Fraser Island camping.
Oh, best movie world character as a kid?
Never went to movie world as a kid, but favourite movie world character is Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, what's up, dwarf?
Hey, you're the impression master, aren't you? Oh, hang on, no, it's not. Sorry, did I say Bugs Bunny? No, I meant Goofy.
You mean Daffy Duck?
Oh, Daffy Duck, yeah. Daffy Duck. Actually, I'm not technically sure that he's a movie world character, but I would say probably my favourite character is Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael. Big MJ.
If only someone knew how to dance.
All right, favourite meal to eat at home?
Hamburgers, for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Favourite mantra or inspirational quote?
Be gentle, be strong, be gentle, be kind.
Ooh, nice. Favourite band?
Guns N' Roses.
Oh!
Now that is not even an opinion, that is a fact. Guns N' Roses, greatest band that ever existed.
Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose.
Yes, absolutely.
And $1,000 cash or a marathon PB?
I'll take the PB. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Every day I will take the PB.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show, Lukey. I really appreciate
No,
you
I
coming.
appreciate it, mate, and you've done a really good job. I love your work, mate, and as I said, the best advice I can give you is to keep doing what you're doing. I wish you all the best.
Well, guys, it's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from Luke. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next time for another great episode of Top Guest Studio with me, your host, Joe. All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.